watching closely.
What's the secret, Max?
You just gotta find something you love to do and then do it for the rest of your life.
I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Hello, and welcome to the Establishing Shot, a podcast where we do deep dives into directors and their filmographies. I am your host, Eli Price, and we are here on episode 99 of the podcast. We are in the middle of our Spielberg series, covering all of his films, but we're in the 2010s. Last week we did The Adventures of Tintin, his first fully animated movie, venture into motion capture animation. So I was trying to figure out a supplementary show for this week. We had done a stop motion animation movie draft back when we did Isle of Dogs. Not exactly motion capture, but another style of animation. I figured it would pair well with this. So we are going to jump into that movie draft episode. So we're going to be drafting stop motion animation movies. I think they're all feature-length movies, but yeah, it's going to be a fun one. And I hope you enjoy that. My guest on that episode is Chase Abels, my brother-in-law. He'll also be on a couple of upcoming episodes in the near future. So I hope you enjoy this movie draft. We had a lot of fun doing it.
Hi. Quick reminder that you, yes, you, can be a huge help to the production of this show. If you visit establishingshotpod.com/donate, you'll find out how to join the Establishing Shot family through some giving tiers starting as low as $5 a month. You heard that right, only $5 a month. And not only will you be helping me keep the show going, but you'll also get some perks yourself, like early and ad-free episodes, bonus episodes, access to a Discord server where we can chat it up about the show and movies in general, and more. Might even let you choose a movie for me to review for the show. Check out that link in the show notes to learn more. Back to the show.
I guess we can go ahead and move into our movie draft. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, me too.
We've done Fantastic Mr. Fox stop motion. We've done Isle of Dogs stop motion now. So let's do a stop motion animation draft.
Yeah.
We're gonna draft 5 each. Partly, we were kind of talking in the break. I have enough to draft more on my list, but also like the ones at the bottom I don't really love a whole lot, or like they're just okay to me. So I don't really want to draft them. So we're going to stick to 5 so that we can get a really good, 2 lists of 5, 10 total for you guys to maybe check out some if you haven't. But yeah, you're a first-time guest, so I concede the first pick to you. That being the case, so yeah, if you want to go ahead and jump right in with your first pick.
Sure. So my first pick, and I guess the way I ordered my list, I don't know that I'm necessarily trying to win.
Okay.
But I don't know. I kind of went part way for like, oh, these are like good movies that I wish more people would see.
Right.
And also like just a little bit of like, I think these could win me some points.
Yeah.
But so for my first one, I'm gonna go with Kubo and the Two Strings.
Okay.
Which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it also kind of like sticks on the theme of Isle of Dogs, of like this American animators, trying to pay tribute to Japan.
That's
in a
true.
lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it once. I think I actually watched it with you.
That sounds right. Yeah.
We watched it kind of as a family, and I remember enjoying it. I didn't like love it, but I did really enjoy it. Really well made and like impressive animation for sure.
Oh, it's a gorgeous movie to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pick. I think, and I didn't mention it at the beginning, but like, I try to like not draft the movie that we talked about. So obviously, like, Isle of Dogs would probably be high up on both of our lists, but yeah, we'll set it aside.
Go. I was gonna say, like, I even did that. Like, I left Fantastic Mr. Fox off my list.
Yeah.
Kind of for the same reason. Like, I feel like, it's a Wes Anderson, episode. You just talked about Fantastic Mr. Fox a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I feel like people know Fantastic Mr. Fox is fantastic.
It's fantastic. We don't need to draft it. Yeah. I wish I could start off drafting Fantastic Mr. Fox, but I do feel the same way. Let's get some other stuff in here. So I'm going to just start off right off the bat, just drafting probably the stop motion animation movie that I've seen the most and just love watching. I watch it every year, and that's Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that movie. The music is great, and just like the way that Selick just captures, like, I don't know, just like the horror of things and things that are kind of gross with his stop motion. I just love it. And so Jack Skellington is like just an A+ character, like top notch. So yeah, that's one that I've just loved for a long time. Whenever I watch it, I'll have like the song stuck in my head for weeks. That's going to be my number one choice. Nightmare Before Christmas. So,
It's a great choice.
Yeah. Where are you going to go with your second pick?
My second pick is going to be GDT's Pinocchio.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm really upset now because that's one I really wanted to get.
I figured it would be somewhere on your list, so I went ahead and put it. I went ahead and put it kind of high up so that I would have a better chance of getting it. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, just watching it. It's really amazing. It's just an amazing movie to watch. All the different like ways of like doing the puppetry and just the attention and the backgrounds, and I don't know. It's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, it's only a few years old. So if you haven't seen it, I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it actually came out last year, didn't it?
That's right. Yeah, it was last year.
And this isn't like the bad Disney movie with Tom Hanks, Pinocchio, that came out last year.
No.
This is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which I think he had to name it that because there was that other one coming out the same year.
Right. Disney's kind of been doing this thing where with their, live action remakes of their movies, there have been a couple of them, Jungle Book being the other one, where there were kind of these, artform filmmakers coming out with like their versions of these classic stories, and Disney going, oh crap, we want to make that money.
Yeah.
So they kind of rushed out their live action version.
Right.
Because they already had, that in their repertoire from back in the day.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely something that, I don't know. We've talked about it before on the podcast, but yeah, I loved Del Toro's Pinocchio. It's very, very like emotionally, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, just like the depth of emotion in that one, and like, it's just an incredible movie. And then the animation, like I think of that shot, like going through the circus, like the camera, like you have like really interesting camera movements happening alongside like the obviously like the puppets moving for the animation, but yeah, that really incredible scene and movie. So that really like throws me for a loop.
Sorry,
I was really hoping to get that one. But yeah, that's part of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and draft. Oh, man. I guess I'll stick with Henry Selick and go ahead and draft Coraline.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, Coraline is, for one, like Neil Gaiman, he's a great author. He does, he has a lot of like novels. Coraline is actually a children's book that he wrote. And he does some comic stuff too with the Sandman and stuff like that, which I think there's a Netflix series based off of those comics now too.
Gotcha. I didn't realize.
Yeah. But yeah, Coraline is. I read the book years ago. It's a great little book, and the way that Selick captures that, like the creepiness of it, like I was saying with Nightmare Before Christmas, is just like really great. The buttons, which is part of like the book too, like in the kind of like inverse world, like there's the parents have like the people have like button eyes,
right?
And the way like that's just like perfect for like stop motion. It's like if you were to write a book with hopes that stop motion was going to be made, a stop motion movie was going to be made of it. That's like a detail that you would definitely put in there.
It works so well.
But yeah, Coraline is a great one. So yeah, I guess I've got this Henry Selick draft going here.
Fair enough. So I guess for my number 3, I'll go with Chicken Run.
Okay. Chicken Run.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
It is, and it's so much fun.
It is.
And also has a little bit of a Wes Anderson through line with George Clooney, Mr. Fox himself, playing the rooster.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. It's been a while since I've seen Chicken Run. It was on my list because it's a great movie, but it has been a long while since I've seen it. So it's not like totally fresh on my mind.
That's fair. Yeah. It's been a couple years since I've seen it too. But yeah, just a charming, good time of a movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, my third choice, I'm gonna go with another movie. So like Pinocchio was one of my favorite movies last year, but this one I liked even more. And I don't know if a ton of people saw it, but I'm gonna go with Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
I need to catch up on this.
Yes,
this is one that's on my list.
And I would have honestly taken it first overall. It's probably my favorite movie, like on my list of stop motion movies.
That's good to know.
It was such a breath of fresh air, like of a movie. Just it's very like gentle and quiet and sweet, and I don't know how they like took these like viral YouTube videos that came out like over a decade ago and made this like very sweet, like precious movie that like somehow like made me cry at a like talking shell. But yeah, it pulled it off. It's fantastic. Yeah, I highly recommend watching Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. And it's funny too. It's very funny.
It has to be with a name like that.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Your fourth pick. Where are you gonna go?
Okay, my fourth pick, I will go with okay, I'm gonna go with a movie called The Tale of Renard.
Okay.
Or The Tale of the Fox. It's a French movie from 32. It's the second not the second stop motion animation movie, because there was like a bunch of like shadow puppetry stop motion movies before this, but it was this and a movie from the USSR that came out at the same time. This one's a French movie.
Yeah.
It's based on these old French, folk tales, fairy tales, kind of Aesop fable-like stories of this kind of, trickster-like fox named Renard, and it's a really fun watch. It really is. You can find it for free on YouTube. It's like an hour long. Yeah. And it's a really good time. And kind of behind the scenes, so this past week's episode of your podcast was Fantastic Mr. Fox. Yeah. So this was actually kind of a double feature for me because I knew that the show was this recording was coming up and we were going to be doing this draft. Yeah. So I was just kind of like going through looking at stop motion animated movies to like see, what else was out there. And I saw that this was like, a really early on, really like kind of important movie for the craft. And I was like, oh, well, it's another Fox movie. I should watch, and it's short. I should watch this. So I put it on at lunch at work the other day, and it kind of ended up being a double feature of watching that and Mr. Fox back to back. Yeah. And it was a really good time. There's a lot of Mr. Fox in at least their version of Renard, I feel like. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's funny that like you have two great Fox related stop motion movies. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I like going back and like definitely like I like doing these drafts to like get stuff like that you can go back and watch for sure. But yeah, I guess like for my fourth pick, I'm gonna go with one that it kind of also is kind of a it's my mind is blank on the word I'm looking for. It's a movie with three actually different like shorter like stories within it.
Like vignettes.
Yeah. Well, not so much vignettes, but like they're like full like short complete stories. But yeah, it's a movie that came out, I want to say like either it might have been last year too, which, man, last year some great stop motion movies last year. It came out on Netflix, went just straight to Netflix, called The House.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull it up so I get the details right on the film. But yeah, it's called The House. It has three stories. Told by three different directors. Actually, there's four directors listed. I'm not sure if like a couple worked on one or something like that. But yeah, it's these three stories all centered around like not the same house. Like they're all like different settings and all that, but they all like have a house in some way as like an important part of the story. And like, so the first one is like this like like poor family that like the dad sort of like, you get the sense that he like kind of sells his soul in a way, and they end up in like this really nice house, and like the house starts like, I don't know, like the parents like start becoming like part of the house sort of thing. It's like, and it's super creepy. The way it's shot is like very like eerie.
I'm picturing like in this like the second and third Pirates of the Caribbean movies where Davy Jones's like crew becomes part of the ship.
Yeah. It definitely like has a different like visual look. Okay. Just because I guess of the nature of like the stop motion animation that it uses. It's very like, there's a lot of like, especially like the people are like felty kind of like looking. Okay. At least for that first story. But then you have like a couple that are like animals. Like the last two stories have animals as the main characters. You have one where like there's this house with like roaches taking over, and the third story is the first two feel more like cautionary tales, and the third one feels like a little bit more hopeful. But yeah, I loved this one. It was a really fun time, and like you also get a little bit of like eerie, creepy feel in there. which is becoming a trend, I guess, in my other than Marcel the Shell, is like a trend with my picks is like the eerie creepiness that I guess stop motion is just like really great for.
It can be, definitely.
But yeah, that's my fourth pick. This is your last pick.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
So for my last pick, I'm gonna cheat just a little bit.
Okay.
So this movie is it's probably only 1/3 of it is probably in stop motion animation, but it's actually another French movie. It's a version of The Little Prince that came out in 2016.
Okay.
So it's got like a framing narrative.
Mm-hmm.
I say framing narrative. It's the story of like most of the movie.
Yeah.
Is this framing narrative of like this little girl and her neighbor who's an old man who was the pilot in the Little Prince story.
Yeah.
And then probably about a third of the movie is him telling the story of the Little Prince, and all of that is done in stop motion animation.
Right,
and it's some of the most gorgeous stop motion animation I've ever seen. Just the way like the models work and like the way they light them and the way they do space and everything. It's so good. And it was actually my introduction to that book. And the framing narrative it's good, it's charming, the animation's done well, but I fell in love with the story of the book as being told in the stop motion, and I went out and read it like the next day and just fell in love with it. And I guess I'm almost more recommending The Little Prince as a thing, just in general. Yeah. But also watch the movie because it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't love this one because of like the extra stuff they'd put in to like frame the narrative. I don't know. It felt added on, I guess.
It does. Yeah.
And so
it feels unnecessary.
But yeah, the actual like Little Prince story part is very good in that one, and the book, The Little Prince, which is it's like a French kids book.
Yeah.
Is very, very good. Actually, like picked it up at Barnes and Noble years ago and like read it in one sitting, like in the store.
Were you just crying in front of strangers by the end?
Yes. It's a very, very good book.
It is.
But yeah, so yeah, go watch the movie, but even more so read the book for sure. Yeah, so for my last pick, I am going to go since you cheated a little bit and picked one that's not fully stop motion animated, I'll do the same. And I'm going to go with King Kong. Obviously a ton of this movie is not animated at all. It's, live action. But King Kong, the titular character, is very much stop motion animated.
And it's really impressive, like the character work they pull off with this puppet.
Yeah.
Going up against the live action actors.
Right. And, it's 1933 this movie came out, and so like it really like set, I guess, like a historical precedent for like what you can do with animation in general, but also with stop motion animation for sure too. For sure. So yeah, I think it's an important film in that way for stop motion animation, and it's a good movie. I watched it not that long ago. I probably watched it a couple years ago, and it has its flaws just narratively and the way it handles certain things, I think. But man, just like what they were able to pull off with that movie and that character of King Kong, super impressive.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of those techniques that they used on Kong, like those are still like the same techniques that are being used in stop motion, right, like, to this day.
Yeah, and it makes me think of like the art forms like might not necessarily change in their techniques, but can still like do, breathe fresh air into the art form. Like, painting, like how many like new painting techniques at this point are people coming up with, but there's still beautiful paintings being made. And, stop motion animation, like there's not a whole lot of like new techniques. There's, I mean, every once in a while you get something, but there's not a whole lot of new techniques coming out as far as like how to capture stop motion animation, but you still get beautiful works of art with it. And this movie was definitely with that giant ape a big part of the art form for sure. So yeah, I'm glad we both decided to cheat a little bit with our last pick.
Yes.
Because yeah, I didn't. There's some other ones that I like but don't love. There's probably one more that I really love, more for nostalgia than anything else, which is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Rankin and Bass.
Yeah. See, I didn't grow up with this, so I
Yeah.
don't really like have the nostalgia for it. And so like, while I can appreciate like, you know, the claymation of it,
Right.
I don't know, the story itself doesn't
Yeah.
really work that great for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can understand like growing up on something like that. How
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There weren't, so like my list wasn't super long. You know, I have a lot that I want to catch up with. I did see, I think it was last year, Selick put out Wendell and Wild, which I saw and wasn't a huge fan of, honestly. You know, I think the animation was still great, but just the story wise, not my favorite.
Sure. That reminds me of like Leica Studios, who did Kubo and Coraline and Corpse Bride and stuff like that.
Right.
Their most recent movie is called Missing Link.
Yeah.
And like it's gorgeous to look at. It's probably their best looking movie.
Okay.
But the story's just kind of nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Wendell and Wild is interesting. It's it's an interesting story, but I just don't think it's like pulled off super well. Like, good idea, really interesting, but no, yeah, I don't know. Jordan Peele is actually part of that one.
Okay.
I think he helped with the writing it and stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and he's, I want to say Key and Peele like actually voice a couple of the two main demon characters.
that's fun.
But yeah, anyways, there were some other ones that I wanted to point out that I have not seen that probably like deserve to be on a list like this.
Sure.
One is Fantastic Planet, which is a French film.
I've seen Fantastic Planet. I don't guess it clicked in my head that that's stop motion.
Yeah, so I didn't think it was either, but it kept coming up on lists when I was looking at it, because I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips of it. It looks like it's hand-drawn animation, but they're actually like they're moving like hand-drawn pieces.
Okay.
In stop motion. Like, so it is like 2D. It's like 2D stop motion animation.
That makes sense.
Which is really cool. Another one, Anomalisa is one that I haven't seen. It's Charlie Kaufman. His which, you know, I've seen enough Charlie Kaufman to know that I don't know if I want to see what he does with stop motion animation. You know,
really bring out the surrealism of the art form.
The surrealism and depression, maybe.
Yes.
So I haven't seen Anomalisa. It's not one that I'm like really itching to see either, but it is supposed to be a very good film.
I haven't seen it either, but
Yeah.
it is one that I would like to catch up on.
Mary and Max is one that that I've seen and really want to see. It seems like a very like endearing and charming movie. It actually the like stills that I've seen of it, it has like a black and white. I don't know if it was shot in black and white or just like lit that way and like designed that way to look like it's in black and white. But yeah, it looks like a really charming story. The Wolf House is one that looks very chilling and creepy.
I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, it's a Chilean, I think.
Okay.
It's set in Chile, and I think they speak. I mean, they're speaking Spanish. Obviously the original title is in Spanish, but the Wolf House I don't know the concept of it. I've looked at it before. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's very highly rated. And like the little short, like I've watched pieces of the trailer and it looks very like eerie, and the way it's like lit. And I want to say like the guy that made it just like had all these like arbitrary rules that he put on himself. Like I think it's shot all in one take. Well, like, so obviously it's not one take because it's stop motion animation, so it's a bunch of pictures, but the way like the camera moves and like the whole thing is shot like as if it's in one take, I think. And like he had kind of like these I guess philosophical rules too, like we're not this isn't a set, it's like a work area sort of thing, just kind of like these mindsets he wanted to have, which is really interesting.
That is. I mean, a lot of times that's, when artists like put those arbitrary rules on themselves, like you really get something special.
Yeah. So that's one I definitely want to see. And then the last one I wanted to mention is called Mad God, which came out, I think it has like a 2021 release when you like look it up, but I think it actually like released here in the US last year.
Okay.
It is, I'm looking it up so I don't get the director's name wrong. It's got by a guy named Phil Tippett, and it's kind of this apocalyptic story. I've heard really good things about it. Apparently, like it's one of those where like it's just like a trip of a movie, and so like you just have to be in the right mindset to know that you're getting into something kind of wild and like fever dreamish before you watch, so that you're not like so caught off guard that you can't enjoy it, sort of thing. So that's definitely one that I want to try to catch up with sometime. I've seen some stills from it that look really cool, but yeah, stop motion animation is really cool.
It is.
I definitely want to watch more.
Same. I had pulled up a list of like stop motion features, and I mean, it's not like live action movies or hand drawn animation movies or CG animation movies. Like there's so much work into it that like there really is just a limited number of these things. You could watch all of the like stop motion animated like feature length movies probably pretty reasonably. Like I think there's less than 100.
There's more than that, I think. Okay. I think there's a good bit more than that, if I'm not mistaken. Like some of the letterbox lists that I looked through were pretty extensive. But I would have to vet how many of those are like fully stop motion animation,
sure,
or not. But yeah, it's definitely something that I would like to dive into sometime.
Hello again. Do you know how you can really support the show for free in just a few minutes or less? That's right. Just leave a rating and review on Spotify and Apple, or wherever you listen that might allow for ratings and reviews. These really help the visibility of the podcast. In fact, just hit that pause button right now and drop the review right now. And then you can get back to the show. I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay. I trust that you went and left that rating and review now. Back to the show.
Thank you for listening to that stop motion animation movie draft. That is really about all we have this week. Upcoming, we have we're going to continue in our Spielberg series with Warhorse in a few weeks, but special episode coming up next week. It is our 100th episode. So I have been getting in submissions from past guests, future potentially guests, some listeners, and I'm hoping to share a bunch of those submissions. People just sharing their favorite movie out of all the directors' filmographies that we've covered so far, being Wes Anderson and Christopher Nolan and Steven Spielberg. A lot of great submissions already. I'm hoping this will turn out to be a great episode. So we're going to be sharing those. I'll be sharing some reflections, But I'll also be sharing my favorite films of 2025 so far. We're getting close to the halfway point of the year. I thought this would be a good spot to include this so you can start catching up with maybe some good movies from the first half of the year. So that's what we're going to be doing. Really excited to hit 100 episodes. If you would like to make some submissions yourself as a listener, you're welcome to do that. Really, you really need to get that in the next couple of days, though, because I'm going to be starting to edit that episode very soon to get it ready for next Friday. And so, yeah, a couple of ways you can do that. One way is just to record yourself video or audio and email it to establishingshotpod.com. If you want an easy way to do the audio, you can leave a voicemail. You can go to establishingshotpod.com, and right there it should be on like the right hand side of your screen. There's a little link you can click to leave a voicemail, and it makes it easy for you to do that that way. So that's those are the two ways you can do that. All I'm asking for you to do is leave your name, maybe where you're calling in from or submitting from, and your movie choice, and then maybe a short reason why you chose that movie. I am looking forward to hearing all of your submissions and to sharing them on the show. And here's to 100 next week. But that's all we have on the show this week. So I've been Eli Price for Chase Ables. You've been listening to The Establishing Shot. We will see you next time.
We were happy here. For a little while.
But look, I figure it this way. Better to be king for a night than schmuck for a lifetime.